So I've always done a lot of reading, and I love reading different types of books, from business books to money books to personal development types of books and spiritual books. I always usually have some type of book on my reading list. However, lately I have found myself kind of slipping out of the habit of reading, and I think it's just because I have a lot on my plate because I'm a pastor and I also run the Organized Money full time. I have kids, I take care of my parents, I'm married, so all of those things kind of come into play, and it has drastically altered how much reading I am able to do. However, I am determined not to let this get too far away from me, and I really want to prioritize reading for 2025. So even though it's the month of March and we are already 2 months in, I am still going to be prioritizing reading, and I want to tell you how I plan on making it a priority for 2025. So the very first thing that I am doing in order to incorporate more reading is to pray about it. Since I want reading to become one of my main habits, I am going to add it into my prayer life to ask God for help with developing this habit. Before I start to read a book, I will always pray for focus, for wisdom, for understanding for the words that I am reading, and I will also ask God for clarity with my reading process. It's so easy to get distracted these days that I realized that I had to invite God into the process. No matter what type of book I am reading, I will ask God for help to make sure that I can process the information that I am going to read. The second thing that I'm doing to help with my reading plan for 2025 is to set a reading goal. So I used to do this all the time in the past, but I kind of got away from it. But setting a goal really does help you to stay focused and stay on top of what you're trying to accomplish with your reading. So this could be a time goal or it could be a finishing goal. So a time goal may be I want to read 30 minutes every single day, or you could set a finishing goal and say I want to read 2 books this month. Either way, you just need to set a reading goal. I had gotten away from that in the past years, and I had been setting a time goal of 20 minutes. However, I realized that I did much better with accomplishing my reading goal when I set a finishing goal. So we're going to go back to setting the goal of 1 book per month. So I will need to finish at least 12 books in order to accomplish this goal. The third thing that will help you with your reading is to create a reading plan. What type of books are you going to read? When are you going to read throughout your day? How much time do you have to dedicate to different books? You need to set a reading plan so that you can set realistic goals. So within my reading planner, I am able to keep up with the different books that I have read and also keep a list of the books that I would like to read. This helps me to remember all of the different books that I would like to read. I never run out of options because I can easily flip to this page and I can see what books I have already read and what books I would like to read in the future, which means I always have a set reading plan. The next thing that I'm doing that's going to help me to prioritize reading for this year is I'm taking a bunch of notes from all of the different books that I am reading, and I am writing out ways to apply what I've learned. So I have had reading planners in the past. I've also had commonplace notebooks. I found that I do much better with tracking my progress and taking notes when I am using a reading planner versus a reading notebook. I think the structure just helps me to actually stick to actually using the planner. So I am going to be bringing back a reading planner into my system. I'm just going to pop this on some classic size discs and also add in some additional inserts that I have just been using. But keeping this on me as I am reading different books will help me to take notes on the go. I have found that whenever I tie a notebook or a planner to something that I am trying to do or learn, I end up doing much better with that hobby or whatever I am trying to build or create. So that's what we're going to do in this situation. I am going to be adding this reading planner into my system. I am going to keep it separate because I know I'm not going to need it every single day, nor will I need it on the go all the time, but I will have it in case I do decide to pick it up and go somewhere to read. And the last thing that I'm going to do to help me to prioritize reading is to make it easy. So sometimes I have to listen to my books. I used to be really against listening to books because I felt like it was cheating. I felt like I needed to fill the pages and highlight and take notes and really sit down and be able to intake all of the information. However, I realized that whenever I put those types of parameters on myself, I read less and I end up not reading at all or going months before I have read something. So I realized that it is much better to listen to something and actually be able to intake part of it rather than not listening at all because you feel like you're quote unquote cheating. So this year I plan on making it easy on myself and doing both. If I have time to sit down, pull out the book, pull out my highlighter, then I will definitely do so and I will take all of the notes. However, if I am on the go and I know I do not have time to sit down and actually write out notes on a particular day, I will just listen to the book while I am doing something else. And that way I am still intaking the information. And if I want to go back to it later on to write it down, I definitely can. But I feel like I will make more progress if I allow myself to explore multiple options for reading books. So guys, those are my tips to help you to get more reading in for 2025. Now, of course, if you are a part of the Organize You, then you know the reading planner is already available to you. I have uploaded it to our membership site, so you can click on the link and go ahead and download it and add it into your system. Now, if you would like to get your hands on a physical copy of the reading planner, I will leave that linked below as well. You can head over to my Etsy shop and you can pick one up. But I hope that this video will help you to refocus and think about adding more reading into your schedule for 2025. So guys, I will see you next time, and until then, keep organizing your life so that you can achieve your dreams. Bye guys.